Support comes from the Janice Hawkins Cultural Arts Park on the main campus of Troy University, featuring the International Arts Center, the Fred Nall Hollis Museum, and the Huabaoju Gallery. More information at troy.edu/artspark.
From Troy Public Radio, this is In Focus, and I'm Carolyn Hutchison. Today, In Focus kicks off its new tri-state travel series with a visit to Scottsboro, Alabama by Skype. If you're planning a trip, where can you get just about everything you need or could think of? The Unclaimed Baggage Store, of course. It may be a little overwhelming when you walk in because it takes up a city block, but enough retail therapy is there for everyone. Sunny Hood, Public Relations Director, is our guest, and she tells us that the Unclaimed Baggage Store is also committed to helping the community through its philanthropic programs. Sunny Hood, welcome to Troy Public Radio.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
You are talking with us from Scottsboro, Alabama, which is home of the very famous Unclaimed Baggage Store.
That is correct, yes. So Unclaimed Baggage is the nation's only retailer of lost luggage. We're actually one of the top tourist attractions here in the state of Alabama. So we welcome over 1 million people every single year. We have really anything you can think of. We like to say that our guests never know what they're going to find. It's truly a treasure hunt. We stock this sales floor with up to 7,000 new items every single day. Inventory is constantly changing, and it's a treasure hunt.
So when did it all start?
So Unclaimed Baggage was founded in 1970 by a gentleman named Mr. Doyle Owens, who was an insurance salesman here in Scottsboro, Alabama. He had a friend who worked for Trailways Bus Lines up in Washington, D.C., who gave him a call one day and explained how they had a problem with passengers leaving their bags behind, and they didn't have a solution for it. So Mr. Owens saw that as an opportunity. He borrowed $300 in his dad's pickup truck, drove up to D.C., got his first load of bags, brought them back here to Scottsboro, and he and his wife set out the contents for the public to shop, put an ad in the local paper announcing it, and they ended up selling out the very first day. So he knew he had something going there, continued partnering with Trailways for a bit, and then realized he needed to make a decision. Am I going to sell insurance or am I going to sell luggage? Luckily, he chose luggage because here we are 54 years later as the nation's only retailer of lost luggage.
And when you walk in the store, it is just almost overwhelming, Sonny, the amount of merchandise there. So where does it all come from?
So Unclaimed Baggage has partnerships with all of the major airlines. We also partner with other travel and transportation companies, hospitality industries, really anywhere an item might go lost or unclaimed. We step in as a partner to provide a sustainable solution for it. Our primary partner is, of course, with the airlines. And so how that works is a bag has to be lost for a minimum of 90 days before it's officially deemed as unclaimed. During that 90-day search period, airlines, they have baggage tracers who do an extensive baggage tracing process to try to reunite owners with their property, and they're going to be successful over 99.5% of the time. But if that fraction of a percent of lost bags still remain unclaimed, then we buy them sight unseen. They're brought back here to our operations facilities here in Scottsboro. And then our team of bag openers step in and go through the contents and determine how we're going to give new life to each item inside.
So give us an idea of some of the odd things that have been found.
Oh, goodness. This is probably the most common question we get is, what's the weirdest or coolest thing you've ever found? The most shocking thing to me was a live rattlesnake. He was tucked away in the outside pocket of a duffel bag. And our assumption is that he found his way in there via transit or while it was being stored. We have found ancient Egyptian artifacts dated back to 1500 BC. The most expensive item we've ever sold was a men's platinum presidential Rolex watch that retailed for $64,000, and we sold it for $32,000 to a pretty excited watch collector. But we actually have an entire museum exhibit located within the store. The Unclaimed Baggage Museum houses around 100 of the most unique and fascinating items we've ever unpacked.
What is the square footage of the facility?
So our store is 50,000 square feet of retail space. We stretch an entire city block. So if we ever have a first-time guest or someone who's trying to plan a visit to Unclaimed Baggage, we always suggest allotting a minimum of 2 hours to shop the store. Apparel departments, ladies, men's, children's. We also have a fine jewelry counter, a designer luxury counter, electronics, home goods, health and beauty aids. You can spend the entire day with us. We have an in-store cafe where you can stay and have lunch. We have the baggage experience where a guest is invited every single day around 2 p.m. to actually go through the contents and sort through an unopened bags. So we've become a retail destination that attracts people from all over the world.
Sonny, back to the merchandise. We know that this once belonged to someone else. Before it is sold, is it cleaned?
Yes, we actually have the largest laundry operation in the state of Alabama. We are laundering around 60,000 items a month, which is more than your typical laundromat will do in an entire year. Everything is going to be nice and clean before it hits the sales floor.
And I know you've extended your hours because the demand was so great.
Yes, so we're very excited to announce that we are now open until 8 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Saturday. We're still closed on Sundays.
Sonny, I want to get serious for a moment because there is a nonprofit component to this operation. It's called Reclaimed for Good. What does that foundation do?
So Reclaimed for Good is honestly the heartbeat behind Unclaimed Baggage and what we do. I mentioned that, of course, a lot of these items are sold here in Scottsboro or on our online store, unclaimedbaggage.com, but then around a third of the items we unpack are going to be donated. Our goal when going through these bags is how do we do the most good with these items? A lot of the times that looks like giving it to someone in need. A few examples, we are the top provider of prescription eyeglasses to the Lions Club. We have donated almost 2 million pairs of prescription eyeglasses to them throughout our 20-year partnership. And these eyeglasses are distributed all around the globe to people who don't have access to eye care or those resources. Our in-house charity is called Love Luggage. Around 10 years ago or so, we read an article from the New York Times that explained how so many children in the foster care system have to carry their items in black trash bags when they're transitioning to a new home. And that was just a heartbreaking message to hear, just the image of such a hard day. So we invented Love Luggage, where we take hard-sided suitcases, invite guests or community members to paint them with bright images, uplifting messages, and then those are donated to foster children in our area. It's a very special initiative we're able to be a part of. The list really goes on with the way we're able to give back with these items, but it's definitely one of the most rewarding parts about the company.
Well, I want to thank you for your time today, Sonny, and kicking off our new series, Tri-State Travels, and certainly the Unclaimed Baggage Store is on the list, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Joining us by Skype for the kickoff of the In Focus Tri-State Travel Series was Sonny Hood, Public Relations Director for the Unclaimed Baggage Store in Scottsboro, Alabama. The store also is involved in community service through its Reclaimed for Good and Love Luggage philanthropic initiatives. More information about the center can be found at the website unclaimedbaggage.com. Thanks for joining us today for the Tri-State Travel Series from In Focus. The program is available wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Carolyn Hutchison, and this is listener-supported Troy Public Radio.